A question we get asked all the time is, if you could bring one machine with you to a craft show, what machine would that be?
For us, it's going to be the xTool F2 Ultra, and let's see why.
Right now.
Do it, build it, make it. If you think it, we create it. Do it, build it, make it. With Kim and Garrett, make it.
What is up? Welcome back. Do you like to do it, build it, or make it?
So do we.
So be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to be notified of our new videos each week. Today we're using one machine in one day to personalize 25 products. Kim decided that she wants to switch up our craft booth. She doesn't want to do just door hangers and stuff like that anymore.
Well, we're always talking about adding those smalls into your craft booth. And so this year I wanted to add a few new items that we could personalize. So we started with ornaments last year. I want to add a few more. So I thought this would be a great video to test out some personalization projects, give you some ideas of additional projects that you might be able to do in your booth, and then show you some of the features of the F2 Ultra.
Those Christmas ornaments did great last year and they were quick. So I want to find something just as quick and just as sellable as those ornaments.
So we're actually set up outside at a mock craft booth. We're not actually at a show, but I did want to show you that you can use your F2 Ultra at a show, whether you're outside or inside. We're powering ours today by our Jackery power supply here. It is running the laser and our laptop. So you can do this off-grid kind of anywhere.
In the middle of the woods, out of the back of your car, pretty much anywhere.
So we've grouped our projects into 5 categories. We're going to pick one out of each category that we think is most likely something that we might be able to do at our craft booth and add to our booth. And we're going to test each of those.
I wanted to do them in a mock setup because I wanted to see how much room we're going to need. I don't know if this 4-foot table is going to do it if we're accepting payments and doing the engraving.
We might have to do payments in an additional table.
Category number 1, jewelry. Every craft show has a jewelry stand, if not 2 or 3, and a laser is a good way to stand out from the crowd. This thing's like a puppy. It draws people in, especially when they think it's a laser light show.
Well, especially when you can personalize that jewelry and take home something that means something. It's an emotional purchase, could be an impulse buy. It's affordable. I think it's a great way to personalize your jewelry if you can laser engrave it. So let's test some jewelry products.
Well, it could be little things like rings, necklaces,
bracelets, earrings,
cufflinks, watches.
Any kind of metal, because it does have a MOPA IR laser on it. You can do any kind of metal. So I've got this cute little box from Monarch Pine. It is a little surprise box, $50 retail value for $30. We picked this up at the next level. And so there's a bunch of different jewelry items in here. And I thought we could just test engrave a necklace and see how it goes. This is xTool Studio. This is the new upgraded version to xTool's Creative Space. This is a separate download and you will install it separately. It does all the same things Creative Space did and then some. So there's upgraded AI features and a couple of other functions and features that are new. But we'll do that in a separate video. So for today, we're going to come over here and we're going to start with our jewelry item. So right now I'm connected to the apparel printer. So we're going to go over here and switch to the xTool F2 Ultra. Switch. It's easy to switch between devices. And the software, we know we're going to process on a flat surface. We're not going to be using a rotary or anything like that. Let's go ahead and update our camera before we choose our material just for fun. So we're going to click the measuring tool. This is going to auto measure the height of our necklace. So it's going to bring that red and blue dot together. It knows it's in the perfect focused position. And then it's going to take a screenshot of what we're looking at. The F2 Ultra has 2 48 megapixel cameras. So not only can you see the item and you know where you're going to place your item on your bed, you can also zoom in. You can zoom way in. So let's do it at like 600%. We'll start here. And then for this one, actually I'm going to hold the control key and come back out because we want to put #cheerlife. So I can hold the control key. I can press H, that switches to the hand, and I can move my screen around. This is just a simple text box. So I put in a text box and then hashtag cheer life. And notice that our words are way too big. So, and our letters aren't filled. That's because if you see non-filled letters, it thinks you want to score it. So we're going to go over here and say engrave. We're going to change the size. It can engrave something that's a very tiny. Oh, this is way too tiny. Let's try again. There we go. It's still a little big. That's not bad. And then I'm going to hold the shift key and rotate this so that it's, and then I'm going to let go. So I just want to make sure that I've got this about centered. Wait, maybe somewhere in there, something like that. And I could have aligned my necklace a little bit better in there so it's not so hard to line up. Might be, looks like it's still a little bit big. So let's make it a little bit smaller. And then I can use my arrows to rotate it a little bit. And then if I want to get this a little more exact, I can actually change the amount up at the top. Or the angle up at the top here. So I'll move this off of the bed because you don't want it to engrave anything but what's on the bed. So I only want it to do what's on the necklace there. And then again, we're in score. So we're going to change this to engrave. We're going to select our material. The great thing about xTool Studio is it has all of these material selections. So we can select metal, and then we can come down here and choose what we want to engrave on. So I'm going to type in pendant and then choose any of these are going to be the same. So the rectangular pendant, gold, all the others are in here as well. I just don't think it has a cheer pendant on it. And then we're going to continue with blue light. I'm going to show you the IR a little bit later, but it already knows, it has a sample material test card, and it knows what it thinks is the best setting. So in this case, we're at 90 and 125. So we're just going to leave the default settings. You can see it already changed the power and the speed to what the basic or the preferred material settings are. And then all we have to do here is now click process. And because this runs at 15,000 millimeters per second, it is lightning fast. It's only going to take 4 seconds to engrave this. So we'll click the start button. It sends the file to the machine. We'll press the green button on the machine.
All right, that was so fast. I wasn't even able to shut the door before it was done. I think it was 4 seconds.
Yes, 4 seconds. I just put hashtag cheer life on this one, but you can put anybody's name on here and give it as a gift. It's a great little affordable gift.
Now I think
I was just
the jewelry being so fast, that's great. I love how fast it is. We can get people in and out, but I'm not sure the jewelry is really going to match our booth.
We have door hangers. Will I add on jewelry? Probably not. But if you're a jewelry vendor, something like the F2 Ultra would be a great addition to your booth, and it would be fun to do, but I just don't think it's going to go in our craft booth.
Category number 2, accessories. Accessories are great for impulse buys, little things that they can grab and go.
Now, this sounds like a fun one for our booth. I think it'll fit right in. And there's lots of great ideas under accessories, so we can name off tons of things. I've got a little list here. Of course, you can do keychains, you can do pet tags. I've got watch bands. This is my personal favorite, some hair clips. These are really big. I think my idea for these is you can pre-engrave and leave a space for someone's name. I can UV print on these and leave a space for someone's name. They can pick their covers, they can pick the color of their hair clip, and we can put it together. We can engrave it and then put it together, assemble it right there at the show.
And these are a great impulse buy. We were across the way from a booth one time, and we just watched person after person come up buying 2 and 3 of them.
It was the middle of summer, and ladies are buying that. I bought one personally so I could put my hair up. It was so hot. We were at an outdoor show. Oh, and something else I added here, luggage tags. license plates. So you can
license
get
plate.
stainless steel license plate covers. You could pre-engrave those and then leave a space for someone's name or some sort of personalization right on there. But you could do a whole design and have that already ready to go. There's lots of different ideas that you can add into your booth for accessories. One last great one, crock charms. People love a crock charm. Again, you could personalize it with someone's initials, with a funny saying, with a picture. There's just so many different things you could put on a fun little crock charm.
I mean, I see people walking around with Crocs all the time. They could probably just pop the charm right in. But I don't know if crock charms are my thing.
No, but hair clips are mine, so we'll figure it out. We'll figure out which one we want to add. Today, I thought we could test a keychain. So we have this metal 2-part keychain. Again, I love this one because you could put someone's name on the little tag, and then you could put a saying. This one I've already put, love you always. This one's a pet keychain. It's got a little dog paw on there. So let's test engrave one of these and see how quick it is. Now let's move on to our accessory item, which is our keychain. I am going to switch my canvases here. And, oh, actually, I don't have to switch my canvas. I think I still have it on the same one. Yes. So I'm going to move this off. I already have the text in here. Tell your cat I said psst. So we're going to, again, process on a flat surface, change to, we're going to stick with metal, and I know you can scroll down right here. Stainless steel military pendant. So it is a little dog tag here. So we'll click apply, and then we'll do the measure and update our image so that we can put our text right onto our dog tag. Focus has been successful. Just going to drag this. I know it's going to be somewhere in here. There it goes. So again, the great thing about this one is the bed has these little alignment grids, and you can see the line goes right through that puppy paw. And so I'll take the center of my box and make sure that I'm aligned with the center of the grid line there. Has a nice straight edge, so this screws down to the bed. You can move this anywhere on your bed. I just happen to have it in the middle, and I can align this. So I can swap these out and run a bunch of these one right after the other, and won't have to change the settings if I needed to do multiples. So I've got my words. You can see the letters are open, so we're going to click engrave so that they're filled looking. And we have the one-click settings. So again, I'm going to stick with the default or its recommended settings, which is 90 and 125. That's the same as the last one. And then all we have to do here is click process. And so we have a few more words on this one, and it still is only going to take 14 seconds. Click start, sends the file. We'll press the green button on the laser. All right, we've done our keychain. We've let it cool down a little so it's not so hot anymore. This one says, tell your cat I said psst, psst, psst. This was Garrett's idea. It's a fun little pet charm keychain. So this one's a little heavy to be wearing around a pet's tag. It's not really a pet tag.
It's a great keychain, though. I think it's
for
fun.
a pet lover.
Yeah.
So there are lots of pet booths. So if you're a pet booth owner, being able to personalize, even adding on keychains, even if you sell dog bowls and dog feeders and things like that. The dog feeders are also stainless steel. So you could put a pet's name, engrave it on the inside or the outside or on the rim. You could add accessories like this keychain.
So this one took 3 minutes.
Less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, less than 3 minutes, but that was to get the color. I think it would be seconds, probably 30 seconds, if we just went with a straight engrave. So I think the keychains is viable. I think it kind of meets our booth. It's a good grab and go. It doesn't have to be exactly like our booth, but I think a couple of funny sayings sitting up at the counter, or right up here, I guess. I think those would be a good seller.
Might be on a little rotating display rack, a couple of little accessory things.
Category number 3, hat bar. Now, I'm almost convinced on the hat bar because this sounds pretty exciting to me. It comes with the leather patches, the acrylic patches with the two-tone, some of these hat clips. These hat clips are great. I think they're cool too. These are an easy Another easy impulse buy.
Upsell. Yeah, exactly. Great to personalize and engrave.
You know, if I got golf stuff, I throw this, a hat patch, and some golf tees, all personalized. I think
it's a great little gift set.
Bundle.
Yep.
Yeah.
And package it up cute. I'm going to show you some packaging here in a few minutes. So we thought today we would just do a quick leather hat patch, pop it into the F2 and see how it does. Let's engrave our hat patch. I brought in our little patch image, our K&G Make It Craft Studios. Now, this is a PNG that you see up here, and you can actually engrave this PNG as is. In this case, I wanted to show you that we actually did an image trace. We had xTool do an image trace and create the outlines. It asked if we wanted to separate the colors. We said yes. And so it actually left the blue on a blue layer and the red on a red layer. And then we added an offset. We did this. So here's your offset button here. And it added this green offset outline. We set that to cut when we were testing our acrylic, our two-tone acrylic earlier. We set that to cut and create. So it created the whole image, engraved it, and cut it out for us. In this case, for the leather hat patch, we're going to select the green layer. Make sure that's what's selected here. And we're going to turn off the output here. We do not want to cut the output or cut this outline layer, offset layer for this patch. We're also going to go over here, select our material, and we're going to go down to leather. And the great thing again is that it has all of the different materials. We're going to select the brown to black laserable PU leather and click apply. And then you can see that our image is kind of outlines. They're not filled in images. So that means our layers are set to score, and we want to set them to engrave. Well, we do not. We actually want the green layer set to cut, which we didn't output anyway. But the blue layer, we want to set to engrave. One click set. So this means there aren't multiple choices. It just kind of gives the one set of settings for this leather. And it automatically changed my settings to 70% power and 1800 millimeters per second. Then we're going to go to the red layer and make sure that it's set to engrave. Again, it changed the power and speed for me. So now my image is ready to put on the hat patch. So we're going to hit our auto measure tool. This is going to measure the height of our hat patch on the bed, and it's going to bring that red light, blue light together. That's how you know that the machine is focused. And once it completes its auto measure, it will update the camera setting and the camera view so we can see it on our patch. And this happens to be sitting in exactly the right spot. So we can select our image because the grid lines are here. This actually, the center of this patch lines up with the center of a grid line. So it's going to make this one very easy to align. So I just moved it over a couple of clicks there. Again, I'm going to make sure that the green layer is set to ignore. See that? And now I have the hat patch engrave over here moved off to the side, so it's not going to output that one. And then this is the layer that we are going to actually engrave. So we're going to click process. Because this is so fast, it's going to take 14 seconds to engrave this hat patch. So I'm going to click start. It sends the file. We're going to click the green button. There'll be no line with this one.
That was a 15-second engrave. And I think using the heat press, another 15 seconds, you got a hat. I'm sure the hat clip, 15 seconds, if that. So, I don't know, like 45 seconds, boom, you got yourself a bundle. I think this, I don't know if it fits our booth.
But he really wants
But I really want to do a hat bar.
Yeah.
So.
The other thing you can do with the F2 Ultra, surprisingly with the 40-watt diode, is you can do engraving and cutting with dark colored acrylic. Now, a diode laser won't do clear acrylic, but for this one, we were able to do a quick little test on some two-tone. We engraved.
It's that brushed metal to black.
Mm-hmm.
Brushed metal to black.
Brushed steel.
Yeah, and it came out.
Yeah, and it cut it and engraved it. So this was just a tiny little tester. This also has the adhesive on the back. This came from Lone Star Adhesive. It's a Romark product.
as well as these leather patches. They also came from Lone Star, and so did our hat press.
Yes. Well, and one more thing, I'm going to shout out to Blake from Great Lakes Laser Supply. This is where we got our hat clips. They have them in all colors. I just brought out the pink ones, but I have a bunch of them in several different colors. I mean, and I agree. How fun would a hat bar be?
I know that one's tempting. The hat bar is definitely tempting. I don't know. We're leaving it as an I don't know. Category number 4, gift items. Everybody loves a gift. They love giving gifts. They love receiving gifts. I love receiving a gift.
Holiday craft shows are a great place to sell all kinds of gift accessory items. You could just do a gift accessory booth.
A whole booth of nothing but gift accessories, like wooden forks.
I have so many items here. Garrett just wants to play with these.
Benihana, here I come.
So something like this is a great little gift set. These are salad tongs. He doesn't even know what we're doing with these. You can engrave someone's last name on the handle. You can engrave a funny saying in there. That is a great gift item.
Pens, dishes, wooden pens.
This is like a little jewelry tray. You can personalize this with someone's name.
I thought it was for soy sauce.
And this is an interesting one. I'm seeing a lot of switch plate covers, lots of decorated switch plate covers. This is a good one. This is 304 stainless steel, and you can color engrave with this. Because it is a MOPA IR laser, you can color engrave. So you could do some cool things. I actually used the AI feature to create a pineapple pattern right in xTool Studio, and I did a quick color engraving. This has some blue and yellow, a little red. There's all kinds of little, all kinds of little colors in this. So this is super fun. Anything you could think of with stainless steel.
Charcuterie set.
Right? Personalize this and engrave it. This is another gift item with someone's name on it.
This was a good seller for B2B stuff.
Yes. Personalized little
flask.
flask and shot glasses. You can also,
you need a shot of something.
This is a leather cover, so you can engrave on the cover as well.
These are all super fast items to do too.
Here's a couple of other fun items. This is a bookmark. You can personalize this little bookmark with a charm on it. And my personal favorite, which we're going to test right now.
I do want to point out the cutting boards. Cutting boards are huge. I see cutting board booths all the time.
Yes.
Somebody at the show has got a whole booth of cutting boards.
Well, if you are someone who makes cutting boards, adding the F2 Ultra to personalize your cutting boards is a game changer.
Well, the size, the whole 9 or 8 inch size allows you to fit a bigger board in there. Whereas you could just get a little piece in the F1. I think you got a much better shot at putting big names.
Well, right. You can put something all across the front of this up to 8 inches. You can just engrave initials in the corner.
And you can hit it diagonal. Yeah.
All right. So my personal favorite are these little plant stakes. So I did a pre-test engrave. Can you see the color? I'm going to show you a close-up of all the colors that you can get with stainless steel. Another thing about xTool Studio, it has these settings on there, so you can just select color engraving to get some color, or you can do your own little test grid and you'll know exactly what the settings are. So we're going to test out a fun little plant stake here. Now we're moving on to our plant stake. This is our gift item. I thought this would be a fun idea, something different for you to think about as a gift item. There are always there are little plant lovers out there. And even if you aren't a plant lover, this is a great office type gift for someone's office plant, home plant. Again, I've just used the text, and so I can double click on this and use this anytime at the craft show. I can change the name to anyone's name and leave all the little fun sayings over there. You can see here that our text is open because it thinks it wants to score. We're going to change this to engrave. We're going to process on a flat surface. I'm going to go back to our metal settings, select 304 stainless steel, and click apply. And then I'm going to update my auto measure and my camera view. So easy to set the proper focus for this machine. It does it for you. And then I love that it updates the camera view. Here, we can zoom in a little bit more. I'm going to go out to that 600%. So I can just eyeball this. It doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, with this one, the great thing is, I noticed when I was testing this earlier, is the line that you see, the grid line here, lines up with the center of the stake. So I've got it aligned perfectly to the center of the little plate stake there. And we're going to choose our one-click setting. We're going to leave it at the default. Oh, and actually for this one, we decided we're going to make this with a little bit of pink to it. So I'm going to choose 75 and 55. All I have to do is click on it, and it automatically changes the power and the speed. From here, I'm going to click Process. And this one, because we've slowed it way down and we're using less power, is going to take a little bit longer, 1 minute and 37 seconds. Still doable at a craft booth. We're going to hit Start, sends the file. We're going to click the green button.
So 39 seconds.
That was super quick.
Yeah,
and
super fast.
now I didn't get a whole lot of pink in there, but I can keep testing with this one. I tried to do a pink color, and I can see a hint of pink, but not as bright as I had on my test piece. So I don't know if being out here in the heat makes a difference. Who knows? But
Community.
you could personalize this with someone's name, and I have 5 or 6 different sayings. It says, Kim, water me please, and put this on someone's little desk plant. I just think this is really...
Now, an accessory like that, because it's outside, put that out on the front porch in the little pot or something. I think that will make sense for our booth. I don't know if the salad tongs fit door hangers. I don't think it'd be a useful word.
Well, that's a good
But
one.
I like the
Adding some
plant
little
space.
outdoor accessories. And then being able to gift them. So if you have someone's name, we can do some little fun packaging. This has some little shreds in there. We use colored shreds. Close up your little, I don't know, foldable tabs box here. And then it's gift ready. You can write something right on the packaging here. Let me get that in there. Come on. There we go. You can write something on here. You could stamp on it. You could print on it. Add a little piece of ribbon on there, a little bow on there, and it's gift ready.
Category number 5, home decor. This one's right up our alley.
Yes,
Yeah.
we know we can do this one.
Yeah, tabletop type stuff, like maybe mini signs, some of these wagons or those little signposts that are popular.
You can personalize it.
Slate and wooden coasters, they both come out great. And then maybe some wall art, little wall art, but wall art. Could also be for the desk.
So as we continue with personalization, the other great thing about the F2 Ultra, not only is it the MOPA IR laser, but it does have that 40-watt diode that we talked about with the acrylic. It'll also cut and engrave wood. So we thought the perfect for us would be able to take our 10-inch door rounds and some 1/8-inch birch and do a little test engrave. Oh, here it is.
I already put it in the laser.
And then do a little cutout of a name. So let's test cut a name and see how well and how long it's going to take to engrave someone's name. We could do up to 8 inches. This is a 10-inch sign. So
8
we
inches
could do
perfect.
a little welcome word. That's not really personalized, but I put a last name on there. It'll fit perfectly on here. Last, we're going to cut out our birch. So this is our home decor item. We're going to add a last name to the 10-inch sign. So we're just going to type out the word Clark. Here I have it already welded, but this is what it would look like if I didn't weld it. Because I want it to cut out as one name, we're going to weld, and it already does that for you perfectly. I love that feature. And we're going to change, we're processing on a flat surface, but we did add in the slat bed. You always want to cut on the slats because it allows some air to flow up underneath there, and it doesn't try to cut your laser bed. We're going to select our material. We're going up here to wood, and we're going to use 1/8-inch bass plywood. So we're going to hit apply. It does warn you that this material is a flammable material, so you need to pay attention and exercise caution during processing. We've found if you see some flame, just lower the power and do a couple of more passes, and that'll help eliminate the flame. It'll also, while I'm measuring, it'll also pause your work. If it detects the flames getting a large flame, it'll stop, give it a couple of seconds, and start again. So that's a nice feature too. And then if it continues to detect flame, it'll just pause it or stop the cutting. All right, we've updated our camera view so you can actually see the birch plywood now. We can put this anywhere on our bed. This is just for purposes of this video. So it's just a tiny little piece of board here. So I'm just going to leave it right in the center. We don't want to score this. We want to cut this. So I'm going to change this to cut. I'm going to click on our one click set here, and you can see that it's showing a cutout view. If I left it on score, one click set looks like this. You know, you've got the wrong setting. It should be very obvious that you selected the wrong option here. So I'm going to go back to cut. Its recommended settings here is 70 and 40. So 70% power, 40 millimeters per second. Let's go with that. It's worked with us, worked well so far. It's going to automatically change the power and the speed. Well, let's click process. And it's going to take 2 minutes and 39 seconds to cut this out. Start, sends the file. We'll click the green button.
Three minutes, 48 seconds. 3 minutes, 48 seconds. Not bad. It took 5 passes, so not bad.
Got to keep an eye on this one, make sure it doesn't flame up, but this has a great little flame detection tool. If you make this fast enough and enough passes, you won't get those flames. That is something we did in our little testing here.
Throw a little paint or stain and
we
some
always
glue.
have a touch-up kit with us. Yes, we can just paint it, stain it. Look at there, personalized 10-inch door hanger.
I think it'd probably take six to 7 minutes to do the whole sign.
Well, somebody else can be painting while you're cutting, or you could be painting another one while you're cutting. So...
yeah, I think it'll keep the line around the corner down. They could always come back. Come back, your sign will be ready. I like that. Those were our 25 ideas to add to our booth. Do you have any ideas? How would you use something like this at your craft booth?
Big thanks to xTool for sending us this F2 Ultra. I'm excited to use it even more and show you some additional projects that we can do with it. It is the ultimate business machine because it'll cut, it'll engrave, it'll do metal, it'll do wood. This is a great product.
And it's got the camera, so alignment is super easy. Everything's a GIF, super jiffy.
Super fast.
I'm about out of time. It looks like it's gonna rain.
It does.
I gotta pack up and get inside. But big thanks to the Make It Mouthfeel. We love you guys. That's the best way to support this channel. That's the best community over there.
How you doing today, Miss Mel?
What is in your hand right now?
Oh no, but I was just seeing if it would pick up the pens.